rock, and we've got some of those pictures back. And that's them at a drum, and we sent a bunch of ribbon shirts over, and that's that picture. And I'll pass these down to the council that may or not have seen them. But they sent one picture that's very special, and if there's a Pulitzer Prize winner or a National Geographic quality photo, it's this next one. You may not see it very well, but what you see in the dusty plains of Iraq with the mountains in the background is a stickball pole with a fish on it. And they're playing stickball. There's about a dozen of our young men and women in Iraq playing stickball. It is just absolutely fascinating. So with that, showing the background and backdrop of Iraq, Darla, would you come forward and let us express our appreciation for your son's service? As we look to the new year, and we see hope and opportunity coming. We expect 2005 to be a memorable year for our businesses and our government as we exercise very responsibly the powers of sovereignty. And of course, it's essential for the tribal council to help make these things happen. In 2005, we're planning legislative reforms and processes and initiatives that will help our citizens and our businesses. And what we've started on earlier this evening is working on a legislative agenda, basically laying out for the next year the work that the council and I want to address and have milestones for that accomplishments. As I close this evening, I want to send a holiday greeting to all of our Cherokee citizens serving in the military. I hope some of you are watching this council meeting via the internet. So Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. And I think I speak for everybody in this room and the whole Cherokee Nation. We certainly appreciate your sacrifice, and we all hold you in our hearts this holiday season.
Thank you, Chief Smith. Next item is an action of unfinished business, and there is none pending, so we'll move on to the committee reports. Are there any council committee reports? There being none, we will move on to the first item here is the Housing Authority. David Sutherland.
Good evening. Just a reminder, our Christmas dinner is this Friday. At 11. I think you all got invitations. If your some educator is going to show up, and if you can be there, if you can't, well, that's all right, and have a Merry Christmas Eve. As you all know, we administer the Community Shield insurance for the Ameren program. It along with their Native American Shield program. We got word last week that is going up. It's an increase of 5% over the first year. Pretty sure you'll probably be getting some calls on that, so I want to give you a heads up. Let's see. We will be closed the 24th, 27th for Christmas, and the 31st for New Year's. We typically have several employees out this time of year taking annual leave, and I'll be one of those. I'll be out next Wednesday and Thursday, and then the following week, those 3 days, I'll be out those days, but I will be around town, so if you need me, you got my number, don't hesitate to call. If you can't get me, you should be able to get me, but if not, you can always call Amy there at the office. That's all I have to report tonight. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
David, I think it was in March, there was Oklahoma insurance manager, whoever he is, stopped Ameren from doing business in Oklahoma. Is that correct?
They questioned Ameren's ability to do insurance, and Ameren doesn't actually refer to it as insurance. It is a risk pool. The way it's set up is housing authorities across the United States, including Oklahoma, all put money into the pool and therefore are owners of the pool. It was questioned, and it's been actually longer than that. It's been probably a year and a half ago. We responded to the inquiry by the State Insurance Commissioner's Office with the help of Ameren. We have received nothing since then. It's been well over a year. But what Ameren's position is as long as a housing authority or tribe administers this Community Shield insurance program, or Community Shield, they call it the risk pool. I call it insurance because everybody knows what insurance is, and not everybody knows what a risk pool is. That they meet the federal regulations as they're set up, and they have, as I understand it, stopped taking the Native American Shield, whereas instead of coming through our program, which is everyone gets the same insurance, same coverage on the house, and the same liability. Under Native American, you can pick and choose what you want, and they've stopped doing that, to my knowledge.
And when I mentioned March, this was when the word came out about Farm Bureau joining One Nation to try to eliminate Indian sovereignty. I was on the Farm Bureau insurance at that time. I then took out insurance with Avery, and it's good until the coming March. But then it seemed like I got a letter that after a certain date they could not, as an individual, myself, they couldn't issue policies in Oklahoma because there wasn't charter in Oklahoma to do that. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, it was my understanding. I thought they were going to honor all those that already had insurance.
So far I'm covered, and I'm just hoping I get renewed.
I can certainly find out and let you know for sure, because that was my understanding, and I think we probably got that in writing somewhere.
For sure, I'm going to go back to Farm Bureau.
I understand.
Saying that so people on the web will know about it, and anyone else. Thank you.
Any other questions? Any other questions? Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Next, we have Cherokee Nation Enterprise. Mr. David Stewart. Thank you, please. Mr. Collins, please.
Good evening, Council. Dave's out of town for a few days. He took a few days vacation, so he asked me to sit in for him. Tonight, I'd like to report our October net income was $4.4 million, and we haven't yet reported out on November. We anticipate a soft November. We had all of our advertising expense for the grand opening and our campaign to acquire new customers began in the month of November, so that will all hit. And for those of you that came to our grand opening last week, we appreciate your attendance, and it was a success as far as we're concerned. Had a lot of people there, a lot of good comments, and we served right at 7,000 people in 3 nights through the buffet. So I know everybody maybe didn't go much, but we sure got fed well that time. Our outlook for our next quarter will be soft through probably the end of January. November and December are kind of the holiday periods. We have a drop off there, and then it begins to pick back up in late January and early February as people begin to recover from the holidays. Our employment for November, at the end of November, we had 1,953 employees, and 73% were Native American. Our facility work continues. The silo, the parking lot is underway, waiting on the weather to dry up so that we can finish paving that. Our modulars are there, and so we're going to begin to move bingo out into that facility there. and then remodeled the inside to accommodate additional machinery and some other amenities there. Up on Salisaw, permanent structures are under the design phase and should begin soon. And with that, I'll conclude and answer any questions if there are.
Mr. Chair. Sean, when will the new games be covered by 7/12? What date?
Our understanding is that as soon as it's published in the Federal Register, that it's a covered game. And we've heard two different dates. We've heard one as early as December the 18th, and then we've also heard that it'll be January the 15th.
Well, I happened to be at Roman Saturday night, and I just started walking around and had two people ask me when we were going to start the card games. Yep. So,
well,
I told them probably January sometimes, whatever.
We're working right now to get card games ready. We're ready to start our dealer school, which is a train-the-trainer program. Once that's completed and they've been through that, then they begin training our employees. Last count I heard, we had 100 employees that were held over from blackjack from years ago that had reapplied to go back to blackjack, and they have the first opportunity for those positions, and we've already had a lot of transfers for those. Once that's done, we'll begin to roll them out at all three sites on a small scale and kind of work up to what our plan is.
Thank you.
You have a question? Yes, question?
Thank you, John.
Next, we have Cherokee Nation Industries. Mr. Jim Duke.
Good evening, Principal Chief Smith, Deputy Chief Grayson, and members of the council. Cherokee Nation Industries sales for the month of November were slightly greater than $6.2 million. C&I sales for the first 5 months is about $36 million, which is about the same place that we were at last year at this time. Profitability for the month and year to date is down, and the reason for this reduced gross revenues and profitability is that certain shipments that were scheduled for November did not occur, but will occur in December. We just have a scheduling issue. Cherokee Nation Industries backlog and new business continues to grow. The new business will start to show and increase revenues during the first quarter of next year. Our next board meeting is currently scheduled for Tuesday, December 21st at 9:30 a.m. C&I will close at 4 p.m. on December 23rd, on Thursday, December 23rd, and will not reopen until Monday, January 3rd. We were able to work some extra hours and so on, and move some days around, and so we're able to take a whole week off, or our people are able to take a whole week off between Christmas and New Year's. Cherokee Nation Industries employees would like to take this opportunity to wish each of you a very Merry Christmas and a happy and successful New Year. This concludes my report for CNI.
Any questions? Any questions?
Jim, on the week that the employees are off during this break, you work some extra hours. Does that make up for the pay that they'll lose that week?
That's right.
Okay.
And we've cautioned all the employees right along. We started the first part of November, really the end of November, the end of November, the first part of December, to work extra hours and cautioning the employees that even though they've got extra money on their checks, that they would be a week without a check. So, and then the check, there will be checks that will come out on Thursday. We're trying to work that out right now. The employees want the check now, or they want the check on Thursday, but we will have somewhat of a skeleton crew to cover both the sales, if there is any calls for sales, and also for any financial to get the checks out.
Thank you.
I think we've thought of everything, Meredith.
You have a question? You have a question? Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we start new business. The first item is a resolution authorizing the Department of Children's Youth and Family Services to submit an application to the U.S. Department of Health. Ms. Shothouse.
This is a resolution authorizing the Department of Children, Youth, and Family Services to submit application to the Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families Family Violence Prevention and Services Program for victims of family violence. Put that in form of motion.
Second. Motion made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. All opposed, no. Motion carried. Second item is a resolution authorizing the Justice Department to accept funding from the Administration for Families and Children. Ms. Stockhouse.
This resolution is authorizing the Justice Department to accept funding from the Administration for Families and Children to fund a 2-year planning program for the development of Cherokee Nation Tribal Child Support Program. And that's now $250,000. I put that in form of motion.
Motion is made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. All opposed, no. Motion carried. Next item is a resolution authorizing financial depositories for the Cherokee Nation. Ms. O'Leary.
This speaks to there's a need to update authorizing the firm to go into financial institutions, and there's several listed as depositories and subsidiaries depositories for the Cherokee Nation. I'll see the proper fix it all in the form of a motion.
Motion is made and seconded. All in favor? Any questions or discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. All opposed, no. Motion carried. The next item is a legislative act amending Legislative Act 3704, authorizing a comprehensive budget fiscal year 2005. Ms. O'Leary.
Yes, this is Mod 3. The cumulative total of the budget is increased by over $9 million for a total budget of $304 million plus. And there's a list of following items that talks about the general fund increase, the housing and urban development fund, special revenue and other funds. And also Section 8 speaks to self-help contributions. It's self-explanatory. I'll put that in form of a motion. Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Bill Hamer.
Yes.
Bill John Baker.
Yes.
Wanda Fine.
Yes.
Gerald Collins.
Yes.
Joe Clifton.
Yes.
Mary Brady.
Yes.
Don Garber.
Yes.
Charles Cox.
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
John Keenan.
Yes.
Linda O'Leary.
Yes.
Jacob Martin.
Yes.
Evan Shopton.
Yes.
David Gordon.
Yes.
Bill George.
Yes.
Vote was unanimous. The act passed. Next, we have a resolution authorizing a grant of easement for right-of-way and re-entry. Mr. Martin.
Thank you, Mr. President. The request set forth in the tax resolution is a grant of easement of right-of-way and re-entries to a plug oil well currently leased by Landers and Front Grove Oil Company Incorporated pursuant to Cherokee Unit Plan of Utilization, K County, Oklahoma, across Cherokee Nation sea land. Cherokee Nation is waiving the appraisal and is charging $15 per rod for the right-of-way and will be receiving a 1/8 royalty for oil produced off of the re-entry plug site. Landers and Front Grove will pay any damages caused to the land to the leasee, and I'll move for approval.
Second. Motion's made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. All opposed, no? Motion passed. Next is a resolution authorizing the approval of advisory board members of the Cherokee Nation Enterprises Board of Directors. Ms. Brady.
Yes, under current legislation, tribal council members are appointed to, as advisory members to Cherokee Nation-owned businesses and to serve a 4-year term, and those appointments are then approved by tribal council. And before you is a resolution for approval as advisory members of the Cherokee Nation Enterprises Board of Directors, and that they are Bill John Baker and Tara Cowan, And they'll be joining the current member, Councilman Thornton, as advisory members of CNE's Board of Directors, and I move for approval.
Motion's made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. All opposed, no? Thank you. Motion carried. Seven, resolution ratifying intervention in litigation in the United States Court of Federal Claims. Ms. President.
Last year, the United Two of Cherokee Indians filed a complaint in the Court of Federal Claims against the United States government, in which they're claiming they're a successor in interest to the historic Cherokee Nation and consequently feel they're entitled to right title and interest to the Arkansas riverbed. Well, in 1966, the United States Supreme Court determined that the riverbed is owned by the Cherokee, Choctaw, and Chickasaw nations. And since the Cherokee Nation has substantial interests that need to be protected, and as a result of the Arkansas riverbed settlement, and we don't believe the federal government is adequately representing our interests, we feel it's in the best interest of the Cherokee Nation to intervene in the UKB case with the objective of filing a motion to dismiss and to ensure that our business interests are fully protected. And this resolution before us here ratifies the recommendation of the principal chief to intervene in this case, and I would move for approval.
Thank you. Motion's made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. All opposed, no? Motion carried. Item number 8, a resolution confirming a nomination of Richard R. Stark, board member of the Economic Development Trust Authority Board of Directors. Ms. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval of Mr. Stark as a member of the Economic Development Trust Authority Board of Directors.
Second. Motion's made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. All opposed, no? Carried.
Are there any announcements for tonight?
Mr. President, I need a clarification. In our council books, it has the next meeting January 13th at 6 p.m. That's incorrect, isn't it? 13th is Thursday, I believe.
I'll ask you to tell me, sir.
January 10th will be the second one.
That's great. You're correct, sir.
Thank you.
As Mr. Hodgson stated, the next meeting is January the 10th. Are there any announcements? Before we close or adjourn, we're going to listen to Ms. Catlin. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'd just like to invite everybody. We are having a community conference tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Will Rogers Downs. We ask that you just bring your favorite family dish or traditional dish, and we're accepting canned food items or a toy for Indian Child Welfare. And at 6:30 promptly, there will be one tour of Will Rogers Downs if you'd like to come see what the facility might look like. There's architectural renderings that'll be there. But we welcome you, and there's supposed to be a large turnout, so we'd love to have you. Thank you.
Any other announcements? Before we adjourn, I believe we're going to listen to one song from the Children's Choir from their Christmas CD. Is that correct? Well, they must have got a frog in their throat. Well, apparently, we lost our music. I think Mr. Miller's taking care of it.